Cooper. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Dory Cowley, and this is Aisa Kessler, and then Brianna Russell. Hey, welcome to Serper. So, yeah, you're not drinking coffee. It's hot chocolate. It's okay. It's okay. We still love coffee. Yes. Awesome. So we are here actually at ARC. These two just came from Highlands College. They're having classes today, and I stole them to be live on the server, which is fun for me. I'm kind of like, this is awkward. You're in person with me. Oh my gosh. But we're excited. So I invited these girls. We recently had a really cool event at the Dream Center here in Birmingham that they were in charge of, and they did incredible, and I just wanted to share the story of it. But first, I just wanted to give them a few minutes to kind of introduce themselves. I'm going to start by bragging. They're both on my team at the Dream Center and kill it, like love people with all their hearts. They serve twice, 3 times a week, sometimes more. Over the summer, they didn't even have to be here, and they were serving nonstop and just really grew in their leadership, and just their love for people inspires me. So, love y'all. Started good. Awesome. But go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Bree, you can go first.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Brianna Russell, or everybody just calls me Bree around here. So I am a second semester Highlands College student in Dream Center practicum. So I love it. I started coming to church at the Highlands when I was 15. Really got involved, met some great people who told me about Highlands College, and so through those relationships, I ended up here. So how I ended up in Dream Center practicum, I originally, actually, before I came to Highlands College, I had sent emails back and forth between me and Tori, and I just knew because I had a dream to teach dance to those who are less fortunate, and she just took hold of my dream, and I just knew she was somebody I wanted to meet. So when I came into Dream Center and I heard her, I was like, yes, I have to get to know her. So yeah, thank you, Tori, for having us and for just being always there for us and allowing us to come and do this. So I'm not originally from Birmingham. I'm originally from Ohatchee, Alabama. Ohatchee. You gotta say it with a southern accent. So, but I've been in Birmingham for a few years now. Before coming to Highlands College, I went to Jeff State and got a degree as a physical therapist assistant. So I really enjoy it. I just love getting to help people. I have a heart for just loving people and just helping people to find out how much they're loved by God, and that every person has a purpose, and God wants to use them. So, and I love what we get to do in the Dream Center. I get to love people. So.
And I love your physical therapy strengths come out of too. Oh my gosh, I've seen this girl lift like a 300-pound man who has seizures, so she's a superhero. For real, not great.
It comes in handy sometimes.
It does. No, but really, their love is so extravagant for the people. Like, it seriously challenges me every day. I don't know what I would do without them in my life. Just exchanging the stories and talking about people and falling in love with them. So, I love y'all. Okay. Aisa.
I'm Aisa Kessler. I do not have a degree in physical therapy. I moved to Birmingham from Pensacola, Florida, straight out of high school to go to Highlands College. I'm a 3rd semester now, so we're getting there closer to the end. I did not come originally for the Dream Center. I didn't know what it was. I came for a different practicum altogether, but I have always just had a passion for loving on broken people. I come from somewhat of a broken past, and I've just seen God just come in and restore and redeem things that in ways that are just amazing. And so as soon as I walked into the Dream Center and just realized I could be a part of that journey of people walking through that towards the redemption and the restoration, and just come alongside them and just be that support that they may not have, I fell in love with every person there and every story and every detail of all of them. And so I walked in and I haven't left since. That's kind of how I got there. And then they're amazing, just the team that we have there and just all of the people that come in, and the different stories of the team members and our family members that come in are just amazing. And just the way that we all work together and just as one big happy little family.
Crazy happy family. And one thing about you, Aisa, is like, you're so good at picking one person. Like, she has such a heart for the one. You'll look over and she's like, even she'll tell us, like, that's my next person. I'm going after them. And, like, she will be relentless about them and their stories. Like, talk about Mr. Doe for a quick second.
Mr. Doe. Oh, so we have family members that come in all the time. And one time, this guy came in with a puppy. And he was so tiny. He was, like, this big. And we were like,
got me in trouble, by the way.
We did. We got Tori in trouble because he was so cute. And we would just let him run around. He probably shouldn't have, but it's okay. And so Mr. Doe, it was his puppy, and I had never talked to him before. And so through the puppy, which that's another cool thing, is you meet the thing that the bridge that will bridge you to those people. And this just happened to be a bonus because it was a puppy. So Bree and I started talking to Mr. Doe, and he has a bit of a broken past as well, and so he had a lot of just bitterness and brokenness, and he didn't want anything to do with church. He didn't want anything to do with any of it. He just wanted some food for his puppy, and we said, okay, we'll start there. So we started just loving on him and loving on his puppy, and we wouldn't give up. We did things like we invited him to every single thing. He wouldn't set foot in church, but he started coming to everything outside of the church. So all of the events that the Dream Center would do, he would be there. And then a big step for him was our serve day. We asked him to be over, we asked him to be over one of our outreach projects just at the Dream Center and just give him some leadership. And so after that, we just kept pushing on. We were like, all right, we'll be there. We'll be at church tomorrow. We'll be there for you. You know, this was a great experience for you. Just, you don't have to, but we'll be there. We'll have a seat for you. And so the next morning he showed up and he said, you guys wouldn't give up on me. And he was like, so I figured I shouldn't give up on you and I'll give it a chance. And so since then, he's taken amazing steps. He's gone through our growth track and he's been baptized, and he's on our team now serving at the Dream Center and at church. And so seeing his journey, just finding that one and just being able to pour into that and finding the bridge and finding the other opportunities for them to just plug in and find what they're passionate about, because he's completely just turned his life around, and just being on that journey with him and so many other people that have stories like that and similar, just seeing them come from one end to the other and just seeing them grow with Jesus and their relationship with the Lord has been amazing, just to walk alongside them. So he's our family. He's part of our team now. He's the best.
Yes, he's like the perfect snapshot of the stories that you want to see written, and that's like the why you can do stuff. Yeah. And Mr. Doe was like, he was a pretty scary dude. Yeah. He was very scary. He was just like up there. What's up, buddy? I'm church. I'm bringing you. Like relentless on this guy, and now he's like an influencer and a leader. Yeah, bringing others into it, and it's so cool to see that. So with that, if you guys will tell us a little bit about, obviously most people know what a Dream Center is, and we have one here in Birmingham, but tell us about the cafe ministry and kind of what all that looks like day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so cafe is my favorite place now to be in the Dream Center, which is funny because when I first came into the Dream Center practicum, it was actually, I was so intimidated by it that I was like, oh no, that's not for me. I will never focus in on cafe. But then this past summer when we got to just be under you and learn from you, Tori, like we were just really able to, I really saw the heart behind the cafe and just its heart for people. And it's really all about the people and about just loving them. So in the cafe, it's open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's in our Dream Center from 9 to 12. And people from the community, from off the streets, coming from all sorts of different backgrounds, come in. And we are just able to love on them. We're able to meet some of their physical needs they have. Like we provide showers, we provide some food, meals, and we really are just there as just loving on them and building those relationships. I think one of the biggest things I've learned is like a lot of people, they just want somebody to listen, and they just want somebody who really cares. And in a way, that's just a way of pastoring people and just loving people through their situations and building those relationships. And so yeah, cafe is just, it's what I like to sometimes term as beautiful chaos, because it can be crazy some days. Sundays we're just like looking at each other like, oh my goodness, this is a day. But at the same moment, in all that chaos and all that craziness, you see like these beautiful moments, like Mr. Joe's story taking place.
Yeah.
And it's a place of stories, a place of beautiful stories taking place, and of the Lord just working in people's hearts. And we're seeing, I think over the summer and now into the fall, like we've been able to see it's like just so much beauty come out of it. People like Mr. Joe and Marvin and so many different stories just being birthed. Like it's people getting on the growth track, getting baptized. Like these people are starting to take their next steps, and that's a cool part. So yeah,
I love that. And it's cool because you're getting, I think one of the things about the cafe that makes us unique is like we get to see the same people twice a week. And of course it's a revolving door, but like we get to celebrate these tiny little details that a lot of ministries are wonderful, but they're seeing their people once a month. So we get to see them twice a week. So these tiny little details of, did you notice that guy said hey for the first time? That's a victory. We celebrate it. And that's how I think we're able to witness so many little stories being written, and being aware of that, we're able to put them together a little bit differently. So even like over the summer we started allowing people to host activities. So like you have Miss Rachel, she went through our small group leadership training, and then now she's got a place, whereas she might not be able to have a small group in her home due to different things, but in the cafe we're able to give them a little bit of a supervised opportunity. So she makes jewelry in the cafe as her thing, and she'll right there. And she's bringing people together, and she's very like adamant, like this is how it's going to work, and you design it, and all these jewelries are going to be donated to kids, and you cannot take them home. But it's just cool to see we're able to give people those opportunities for the stories to continue. So it's fun. Asa, do you have anything to add as far as what cafe is to you and looks like?
Yeah, I just think that everybody has a story, and a lot of times these people don't have any other place to share it except for us. And so just realizing like it's an honor to be able to be around these people, and to have them come back multiple times a week to want to tell us things, like the little things that they tell us about getting a job or a house or something like that. Like they come in with the biggest smile on their faces, and I just think that every victory is a victory, and every little detail plays into a bigger picture. And so just being alongside of them and hearing their story, and just hearing their hearts, because everybody has a story, everybody has a heart, everybody has a voice, and sometimes they just don't know that they can use it. And so being a place that we can come in and just let them be able to use that voice, and to realize that they do have a bigger purpose, and that they do matter, and their story matters to us, and not just to us, but so many people. So the cafe is really just a family of people that we can all just listen and talk, and we can go to them with our stories and our struggles, and say, we're having a bad day, I'm sorry.
Sometimes you just have to say encouragement for me.
They encourage us just as much, if not more, than we can ever help them.
You can pick up on it.
They're amazing.
They call us the three little nuns. But I love what you just said, though, how hearing their stories is so important, and just making them feel valuable. Like the previous server that we had, Pastor Rich and Rachel at Anchorage City Church, they talked about like seeing beauty in people. Sometimes God is more obsessed with beauty than usefulness. And it's like a lot of people might look at the people who are coming in our doors as, oh, they're addicted to something, or oh, they're involved in a horrible habit, or they're homeless and they're not working when they could be, whatever the labels the world puts on them. It's like we just get to sit and marvel at their beauty every single day. And that's where the usefulness comes in. Like the beauty is the starting point, and then they start to find purpose because they're recognized as that. So it's a crazy honor what we get to do every day. And you guys like help. So I just wanted everyone to know, like, their roles, they're learning to lead the ministry. So if I'm not there one day, like, they are making sure that the team has devotion, and they have their assignments, and the menu is planned, and supplies are there, everything's set up. And we try to be intentional with the environment. So we'll post, like, I'll print out all the pictures of the community and all the people and their moments, and we'll frame them. So it feels like a family. So they're just the ones, and creative ideas, like, I don't know, were y'all here for the talent show?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. That's when y'all were first.
That was like one of my first
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna talk about the prom, but the talent show.
And it was
the
fun.
talent show was the
Talent show
first
was so
little
fun.
precursor. That was so cool. Okay,
That
give us this quickly. What was the talent
Oh
show
my
about?
gosh, the talent show, it was the talk of the town.
It still is.
It really was. So yeah, we just, I don't even remember how it all happened. But it came about, we started to sign up and ask people, hey, if you have a talent you want to, like something you want to show, like go for it. And so we had a really good turnout to it. We had singing and Latino dancing and
Tori flew.
She did.
That one. Free dance, teacher, ballerina.
Oh yeah, it was just so much fun. Like it was just a fun day, and like our turnout that day, like people just kept coming in. We were like, where are all these people coming from? Because people, like the people in the community, were just going out like, hey, you gotta come in. And I think it goes back to what you were saying, just like empowering people and giving them a purpose, like giving them a voice.
Yeah.
You know, like people, it makes people feel special.
Yeah.
It draws people in. So, yeah.
We had Will, who was like not even committed to Jesus just yet, but he learned a worship song, and like the whole cafe was worshiping Jesus. And he didn't even like know.
Everyone was like crying and just so cool.
Just a fun time turned into also just like a time of worship. And it was really cool to see how God showed up.
Yeah, they had no idea.
And it was cool too because we got the staff involved, so they came as the judges.
Yeah.
But instead of judging, they ended up like prophesying, not in a weird way, but like everybody got a star and they like spoke life into each individual person. So that was kind of like one of our first like real creative kind of events that just turned into this magical time. These people didn't even get spotlight before, so it was cool. Okay, so then now as we're continuing to dream, the real reason that we're here is to talk about prom, which if you have not seen on social media, check out the Birmingham Dream Center on Facebook. You can check my feed out, you can check their feed out. There's so many stories and pictures of just how magical this night was. But okay, so you want to tell us how the prom came to be?
I think also that the talent show was a big doorway to that because it opened up a lot of, we can give our ideas and do things like that. And so we have a bunch of, like our family members come in twice a week, so they're there every Tuesday, every Thursday. And so we have a lot of people that are consistent, and we have our special friend Richard. I love him. He is autistic, and so he doesn't communicate much. So when he does give us something, we're like, oh, okay, all right, let's see, what can we do? What can we do to make this happen? And so we were just, it was a regular cafe day, and he walked up to us and he said, Dream Center Prom, and he walked away, and we were like, all right, here we go. And so we were like, what does that mean? Like, what can we do with that? But he would come and he would tell us every single time he saw us, okay, Dream Center Prom, Dream Center Prom. And so the more that he just said it, the more we were kind of like, this is a dream that he has that I think we could see, like, just come to life and be a part of it. And so we just started, it started as nothing big. We started just talking, like, I bet we could do a little something, like a little prom type thing. And then we just kept dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. And really the way that the Lord moved through it and just kept opening doors and just bringing in just people to support and to help us was incredible and not anything that we thought it was going to be. And so Richard really was the one that came up, and he just came up with it. And it was this dream that he had. And just seeing the result of it was incredible. So that's kind of how it started, was Richard had a dream that we wanted to help just kind of.
And what I think is cool about that is Richard's dream. And we were like, oh yeah, it's Richard's dream, you know? And a lot of people would look at him like, he's autistic. That's so great that y'all are fulfilling that dream for him. But I really believe, like, we talk about, he has a direct connection with the Lord, because it was the Lord's will for us to have the prom, because it helped fulfill so many other people's dreams and just encourage people and speak life over people. So I think that was the beauty in it all, is that the Lord really used Richard to help other people's dreams come true.
Yeah, even our own. Like, it gave so much life.
It gave a lot of us confidence to come up with people to share their hearts and their dreams too. And a lot of them had never been to a prom. I didn't go to my prom, so I was like, let's do it. Let's do a prom. So
I think 99% of them like never been part of this.
They said, I've never done anything like this. So we said, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So that's how the idea started.
Right. That's how the dream was birthed. So really, it wasn't even our dream.
It was all Richard's
dream. He made it happen.
Yeah.
And shout out to Pastor Jamil, because I know when I first pitched the idea, he admits now. He acted like he was cool, but he admits now he was very iffy. Like, what, a prom? I don't know about this. And he's like, I'm so glad that I trusted y'all. It's beautiful.
Thank you to everyone.
Yes, thank you. Like, and I think it's really cool, like, seeing all the people that just came in to support it. Like, the dream just grew bigger because other people jumped on board.
Yeah.
There was one day, like, I went to, my dad invited me to an international small group. And so I went there, and he wanted me to just talk to the students there about, like, Dream Center and the serve opportunities there. And from that, there was a photographer there. And his name was Gary Ragsdale. And he came, and he came up to me, and he was like, I love this. I love what y'all are doing for the community. I want to be a part. I have a photo booth I can bring. And he brought his photo booth for free. He was there all night long taking pictures of people. And it was just amazing because there were people there that I know one person in particular, like, her bucket list that she told me was like, I just want a picture of myself. And so it was just really cool to just see even those dreams to come true, just having a picture of yourself.
Yeah. Something so simple you don't think about.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Mr. Gary went all out too. Like, art. Like, he took the logo that you made.
Yeah.
They have a little backdrop spotlights.
Yeah.
They're all like all night, like you said. Yeah. It's so cool to see how it brought so many people together. But okay, so prom, obviously we know what that is, but just talk a little bit about, like, what the event entails. Okay, there's
lots of details.
Like, if someone was like, "Oh, prom sounds cool."
Yeah,
people around the streets. Where do we start?
Yeah, so, like, for us, like I said, it was a lot of details. A lot of details that I don't think we realized were involved. Like, as Highlands College students, we're like, this is a growing, learning, stretching opportunity.
In the middle of finals week, which we didn't know. True. Like, y'all are in charge.
Don't do it in the middle of finals week.
That's the first piece of advice. Make sure you're not in finals week. It was good at all.
I gave you guys the option. I was like, we can push this back if we feel like we can't do it to the full. And they did not take that. They were like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to give it our all. And I was like, all right, you're in. So shout out to you. It was beautiful.
But yeah, it's definitely, like, the details of one, just learning how to do a spreadsheet. Tori kind of guided us in that.
Thank you, JP, for teaching me.
So just like learning how to, like, do reports and keep people updated, working with teams. I think, like, multiple teams was, like, I mean, I'd work on, like, one team before, like, with one team, but learning to actually work with multiple teams was definitely stretching and learning, and because you have to build those teams and develop those teams. And so we had different areas. You have to do decorations, you have food, you have just the flow of things, you have, and what we did is, for all our people, we actually had a boutique where they could come in and actually get prom dresses, get their suits. So we set that up a couple of days before, where they could all come in. So that whole process, building those partnerships, was really vital. That was really the big thing that we had to focus on. And then from there, after the boutique, we had the salon. So where they actually got to come in, get dressed, get their hair done, their nails done, their makeup done. So with all that, with all those details, you have to have people. So I think that was just learning to work with a lot of teams and building those teams, having meetings with those teams, communication with those teams. Lots of details.
Fast.
And just shopping days, which those are always fun. Our theme was Latino. I don't know if we've said that.
I don't think we did.
Suena Grande was our theme.
What was the theme?
Suena Grande.
What does that mean?
Dream big. So it was, So, he dreamed big, and so it was really cool to see happen. But so.
One part, I just wanted to say one part about the salon and the boutique. One thing that was that we learned was really important was reaching out to people around you and partnerships and things like that, because we had the way that just the Lord moved through. We had so many donations. We had hundreds and hundreds of dresses and suits that there's no way we could have gotten them on our own. And so just realizing that the team is bigger than just within our walls and going out to other people. And just because the donations that we received is not anything we were expecting. We had people donating cakes, like hundreds of cakes and chocolate fountains and makeup and just dresses. And so we really didn't have to even go out and use any of our budget on that type of thing, because the Lord just provided those people to come in. And so just realizing, I think for me that was a big thing, was realizing, okay, our team is much bigger than just within these four walls and the people here, but the people outside of us. And just so keeping people like in your community involved and aware of what's happening, because a lot of them heard it and were like, oh, that's amazing, like we just want to be a part of that. And so just keeping your doors open and your ears open, and just going out to other people, because we would not have had those resources if we didn't. And so that was a big part of it. Yeah, relationship is a big part. I think of that part of it because we had a lot of little things that we needed, because we were sitting there talking about prom, and then we were like, wait, these people don't have prom dresses. Like, so just the little details like that we didn't even like. We're like, I guess we need to figure that out. How we're going to get all of those little types of things.
And it was such a blessing, because we did have a budget, which is another thing we learned how to do, working with a church budget, which is, it was fun and it was growing, but like realizing that there are people out there who want to be involved, and not being afraid to just go out and build those relationships, because people do.
It was crazy because it felt like there were people coming out of the woodworks that we didn't even have a good relationship with. Like, we're coming and we're going to do this. Like, what's his name? Eric?
Haley. The video. He's another Highlands College student that just heard about it. One of the girls on our team reached out to him and said, hey, we're doing a prom. Would you want to be there? And he said, absolutely. And he was there from start to finish, just taking just sweet little pictures and videos that we can have and we can show our people. We showed the video in cafe last week, and just seeing their faces just light up, and like they've never seen themselves on a screen before or anything like that. And so just seeing them walk in. So all of those little details, like we didn't even think about that. Like we were like, and he just came up and he said, I want to do this for you. And so seeing the beauty that came out of something just like as small as that, a little detail as that, was amazing. So just the partnerships and the people that were coming out of nowhere. So shout out to all of them that were just so willing and just able to come alongside of us and to help see this dream come to life.
And I think that just like comes from just communicating the vision to other people. Getting people, when you tell them the vision, like people really want to get involved. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So it's really cool to see.
They just need to be given the invitation, the opportunity. And that's what kind of I keep thinking about, which it's kind of obvious, but that's what a dream center is. It's a place where dreams can collide and happen. So Richard enabled someone else's dream, which enabled someone else's dream, which enabled someone else's. So like our job is, like I call y'all the dream makers, but it's true. Like you just have to open up the spotlight, open up the opportunity, and that's where it happens. So crazy beautiful. And okay, hold on. I'll give you all a second just to talk a little bit more about like how the day flowed, because it was just so beautiful.
On the actual day.
Yeah, the day of. And then we'll kind of talk about what the impact is that we're seeing in some of the sweet little moments that we saw. Okay.
Do you want to talk about the flow at the Dream Center? Because we were separate.
So we had two different locations going on. She was at the boutique, which was at a building down the road. But in the actual Dream Center, the way things kind of went down is we got there early that morning, and we spent some time in prayer and just kind of discussing the day before the rest of the team got there. And then once they got there, we kind of just communicated with them how the flow was going to go, and then we went into the flow thing. So we started with just clearing things out, getting things decorated, and then once the other people had different times they would come in. So when those people came in, just making sure they knew what they were doing. When the different vendors would come in with our food, just communicating with them, like where to set up and making sure all those little details were taken care of. And so from there, it was really cool to have a team there to help with all that.
So you were kind of like the coordinating the events.
Yeah, it was just kind of overseeing all those little details.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Asa, you got a really fun job. I was kind of jealous. I was kind of jealous of this one.
So,
I was running around like here.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I was at the salon part of it. So it was at another building a little bit down the road. So we got there in the morning as well once we split up after a meeting and just time with prayer. And we went over there to just kind of decorate it. We really wanted to make it just feel special. So all of the ladies were going to come there to get ready, and then we were going to just bring them back to the Dream Center for the actual prom.
Because the guys were
at the Dream Center, so they got ready there. Yeah, they needed a suit and their hair done, so they were all good. But for the girls, I had a team, and they were amazing. And we went over there, and we just kind of, it's a very simple building, so it's just a big room. So we're like, what can we do to just kind of make this feel special? So we had cookies and little cups that said princess on them, and we had little lights and flowers and a little light up sign that said, was it Suena Grande? I'm so bad at Suena. Okay. And so we had that, and then we had gone shopping for one of our shopping days and just got a bunch of makeup for different skin tones, and then we got different hair supplies, and so we set those all up, and it was pretty simple. And we had our racks of dresses in the middle of the room for them to come in, and so we really just spent time like praying over it and just, Lord, like just help them to like help us to help them feel beautiful, like let us to just share your love and your light, God, to them. And so it was really cool to see the ladies come in, because like there's this one lady, Wendy, who came in and just, she was having a rough day. She came in just a bad mood and was like, I don't really want anything to do with this anymore. And Tori, you're the one that said, like, you're going. Like, you're going
we're going to make a queen out of you. Get rid of it.
Yeah. And so her transformation the entire night is one that will make me cry every time I talk about it. But so they came in. What happened was like they would come in and they were just in their regular clothes. And so a lot of them said, like, they saw that we had a camera and they said, can we get a before and after picture? And we're like, yes, that's so cute. So we took everyone's like before picture. And then they would kind of just rotate through the different stations. There was, you could get your nails done. So there was like a nail station, and then they would get their makeup done, and then their hair done. And then
Joy from Miss Rachel.
Oh, Miss Rachel set up. She was very generous and set up a table, and so everyone picked out a piece of jewelry and then would put their dress on. And so I just want to highlight Wendy's story for a minute, just with her getting ready, because that was one that really stood out. So Wendy, again, she came in she was just having a rough day, and so she just was not in the best mood.
And Wendy's spicy too.
Yes, she's always on an average day. She's a little bit like, okay, what are you trying to get me to do now? And so she came in and she was like, when I tell you that she was a completely different person, I've never seen a transformation like this like in my life. When she walked in, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit like, okay, all right, Lord, like we're trying to have this cheery little environment. Just help me to love her the way that you want me to love her. And so I just said, Wendy, I said, do you want to get ready and do you want to get beautiful and put some makeup on? And she was like, okay, yes. And so she sat in the makeup chair and she started getting her makeup done, and her face just lit up, and she was like, I walked over at one point and I was like, Wendy, and she was crying because she had never had her makeup done or ever had, I don't even know if she's ever had makeup, you know? And so that's something so little that I think we took for granted, was just like the beauty in that. And so she seriously had a mirror and was just looking at herself crying. She wouldn't put it down, and she just was like, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? And just the way that she saw herself in a whole new way, and it really just was a representation of like how Jesus sees us, for me, just like where we are before and then after, just the way that like he just looks at us and sees us as so beautiful and doesn't want to put us down. And so she went and got her hair done, and was just, her before and after picture is amazing. I wish we had it. But she was a completely different person when she had her dress on, and she said, can I just take pictures of everybody? And she started going around helping everyone else feel beautiful. So while the other ladies were getting ready, she was like, go get your hair done, go get this done. Do you want to take a picture with me? Can I take a picture of you? Like, is there anything I can do to help you? And so that was just amazing. So that really just sums up the whole like feel of the entire time. It was just, you came in and you just got transformed into this little princess. And so then one of the best parts was at the very end. We all got in a circle as a team, and we had one of our team members just pray over every woman. We're just in a circle and just praying about the night, and that they would continue to see themselves as beautiful and as they were that night all the time, and just encouraging them, really just speaking over them that that's how the Lord sees them all the time, and that it doesn't matter what they have on or where they come from or what their past is, that they have beauty, and that it comes from the Lord. And so being in there was really cool, just seeing them come in and be able to get ready. And then Tori came and picked them up. And we went back to the Dream Center for the party.
Can we on the red carpet?
Yes! That was so fun.
Yeah, that was a really cool, like, the opening. When they got to the Dream Center, we had the red carpet rolled out, and so we actually had some of our team, shout out to other Highlands College students who were holding the posters that just said, they were so precious, and they just said words like, "You're beautiful, you're a gem," and just, it was just really cool to see their faces just light up.
Yeah.
With that.
It was crazy.
Oh, you got one.
And it was like a wedding. It felt like a wedding day, honestly.
I
kept telling people that, like, the anticipation and just, like, the annex being so pretty and just the environment so peaceful. It felt like my wedding day. Like, I was very intentional that it was just a time of sweet presence with the Lord, and then you super enter just this beautiful. It was just crazy. Like, it felt like, and I told people it felt like we were kind of presenting the bride of Christ to him in a way. And kind of like the event, people might look at a prom and be like, why would you put X amount of money into something that is just a party, like just a prom, it's a high school dance, what's the big deal? And it's like, again, I go back to the talk last week about the usefulness. Like, we didn't advance much of their next steps in life. We didn't get them off the streets, and we didn't fix their addictions, and we didn't do all this stuff. But at the same time, I feel like it was one of the most life-changing things ever, because they were celebrated because of who they are, and they were treasured. And from that place is where lives get changed. So, okay, yeah.
I have a couple of them. So this is just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay. So there's one of them just getting ready in the annex and just getting their makeup done. That's Cookie and Teddy. And so they're doing that. And then this one is Richard. So this is our prom king, the one who started it all. And then this one is Miss Wendy walking in. And so just when she was all ready, and all of them holding signs that just said that she was beautiful, and she was so excited to just be able to go in and see all of them. So that's just like an example of what.
Just little snapshots. Like, it's really hard to sometimes describe it, because it was just like a night that it's still hard for me to, like, process all the beauty that happened that night. Like,
going back. One of my favorite things too was, of course, when we presented the idea, they're like, prom, so crazy, Tori, wild, like dancing, those ideas. And so I just kind of started praying about it, and I ran it by you guys because y'all were in charge. And I was like, what if we had, like, some chaperones? What if we had some spiritual covering, aka prom parents? And so we invited Miss K and Mr. Randall to kind of
shout out to them.
They were amazing. And because they've been at the Dream Center since pretty much day one, and just have a heart not only for the kids in the community, but the people of the community. And just their wisdom, and everyone respects them. So they kind of, like, emceed, adopted the night, and, like, just guided it. So they even introduced the night. We're like, all right, this is going to be a really sweet night, and we're going to have respect for one another, and we're not going to be, this was cool. They said, if we see you're on the dance floor and you get a little spicy, we're going to come and tap you on the shoulder, and you'll know what that means, and you can calm down. And I don't think they had to, because people had that honor. I think if one of us had been like the MC, they'd be like, all right, we can buy it. But because there was so much, their position brought forth just this covering and this respect. And I think that was one of the key things that helped the night just feel so innocent. And there was one guy with the photo booth. He apologized.
It's funny.
It's funny, but it's so, like, important.
Okay, you can tell.
We had one guy, just the respect that they had for that night. We had one guy he
so sweet.
He took a picture that he shouldn't have, I guess, in the photo booth, just holding up
some signs
that he shouldn't have, and no one knew, none of us knew. So he went up to Miss K and said, Miss K, he said, did something I probably shouldn't have, and he said, I just want to let you know that I threw up some signs that I shouldn't have. He said, but I asked the man to just delete the pictures. I don't want them, and so I took some better ones. And so it was something so small, and we laughed about it, but I really think that was a big representation of the entire night, of just how it was. Everyone was so, I mean, they're normally respectful, but it was even more so just joyful. Like, no one was fighting, no one was concerned about other people. They were just dancing and having fun and taking pictures with their family and eating food. Like, just the entire mood of the night was just so innocent and just beautiful. So that story I love that story. Because I was like, it's so
random.
funny, it's so random, but it's so sweet.
Yeah. And they gave out stars throughout the night.
Yes.
Awards. So like Mr. Dallas, he got the most joyful award.
Yeah, he got like the joyful
which
one.
was so true. Like the entire night, like he just was so fun and joyful and dancing and just kind of.
He did. He put in a diamond.
But that was just really cool to see, especially when you know their story of their past and their circumstances and how they're able to just come in there and just lay all that down just to have so much joy.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see.
It's just so beautiful, and it just, even like all the Highlands College students got assigned to it, and they brought so much energy and love to it. And it was an assignment, but you could tell like they gave their hearts and they gave their dreams to it, and the passion.
Did. And so many of them gave above and beyond.
Yeah, they go their entire week. Yeah. Really, just
even though it was finals.
That was wild,
but it was good to turn out.
It was super cool. Any other little cool stories that add to it?
I think we did have one lady, she just came and she kind of just walked up in the middle. We only had about 30 minutes left of the prom. But her name's Leslie, and she came in and she was very, you could tell just, she's going through a lot right now, a lot of sickness, and just in a really dark place. And she came in and she was like, what is everybody dressed up about? Because she had just been walking on the streets and came in. And so she really wanted to be dressed up. She's like, I just really wanted to dress up. And so I went to Tori. I was like, do we have any dresses here? And she was like, most of them are at the annex, the building down the road. And but I think we have some in the van. So we went out, and there was like 3 dresses. And there was one that I was like, well, I think this will be the right size. So I take it into her, and we go into the bathroom, helping her get ready. And she just looks at me, and she starts crying. And she was like, it fits. Like, it actually fits. And I was like, yeah, it does. It's perfect. And she's like, and it's my favorite color. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's this pink, just perfect dress for her. And she was like, she had a little crown that we put on her head, and she just looked in the mirror, and she just really just lost it and just like kind of fell on me, just crying. And she goes, like, her image of herself has been very distorted. And so we looked in the mirror, and together we kind of just made a life declaration, and just repeating, she said, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am a woman of God. And she just said that over and over, and you could tell, like, it was just in that moment, just walls were being torn down. Now, I mean, not all walls are torn down, but just those small victories, just gaining those small victories. And that was just a moment that I think was just one of those beautiful moments of when a lot was being torn down and just beauty was rising up.
I accidentally witnessed that moment too. I walked in the bathroom, I was like, holy cow. Holy moment. And I think that by instinct, I like threw my phone up, like I have to capture this memory. I was like, what am I doing? This is not a phone. Oh gosh, sorry, stop. But it was so beautiful. Just like, she had the biggest tears, and you could tell, drunk or not, like she was completely genuinely feeling that. Like, it was so hard for her to accept that beauty, but she did.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It was a really cool moment.
So cool. Yeah. Any other little moments?
I just think that the whole night, like, I had to just take a step back at one point and just look at, like, what the Lord had done, because I was like, Lord, this is not anything that we did. This is not anything that we could have even expected. But just looking and just seeing so much joy in that room, and it honestly, they encouraged me so much, because the fact that they could leave their situations at the door and just come in, even if it was for one night, and just be like, we're just gonna have a good time, we're all just gonna get along. And I can't even tell you how many people just came up and said, this is like the most amazing night, this is the most fun, like just fun, like the whole night was just fun. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it. Like, they were like, this is the most fun I've ever had, like this is the most joy I've ever felt, this is the happiest I've felt in a long time. And it's not even anything major, like, we had a party, like it wasn't even anything life-changing, but for these people, just, it was really humbling for me, and just just amazing to be able to be a part of it, just to be able to see the stories that came from it and the encouragement that they have. It's still like the lasting impact that it's still having, and just, I don't know, I just think the whole night was just one big victory.
Yeah, it was heaven. And I'll be honest, like even for me, I dressed up in this gold dress, like I put on lipstick, like I am not that person, like in the sneakers, good. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going all out. And y'all did too. Aisa still had her sneakers on, but it was like I had a really good time on my wedding day, but I kept feeling like I feel like I am worshiping God right now. Like I feel beautiful. Like I feel that what I wanted them to feel.
Right.
Like because I'm sitting here witnessing all these reflections, like I think my face hurt so bad at the end of the night because the focus wasn't on me; it was on Him being glorified through them. It was like this juggling act, and it was just, and still, like God even has spoken to me since then. Like that's how I see you every day. Like I'm obsessed with your beauty. That gratification, that fulfillment that you felt, like that's every single day. Like I just want you to dazzle before me. That's all that it is. Yeah. And it makes me think about like Sheila. Sheila. Okay, I have a story. I'm gonna take it for a second. So Sheila, if you know Sheila, she is such a precious jewel. She is, and she's wild, and you never know what she's gonna say. We're not quite sure. She has a little bit of mental illness, or we're not sure what it is, but she's my favorite. Like you literally never know what's gonna come out of her mouth. But she came to the Dream Center a few weeks before prom, and we told her about it, and she was like, I'm coming to prom, when can I get a dress? And we're like, okay, we're gonna have it in a few weeks. And I had to tell her the date like billions of times, wrote it down billions of times, and I was like, but tell me, what color dress do you want? And she was like, gold. And I was like, okay. And so the next day she came, or 2 days later she came, and I was like, where's my gold dress? Where's my gold dress? I was like, I don't know, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna look. What size are you? We're gonna make it happen. And so Miss Alexis, who was helping us gather dresses, she's so amazing. She collected a bunch, and there were like 2 or 3 gold dresses, and we were like, oh, let's put this aside, but they were not her size. And I was like, oh no. So I swear, like we searched and searched and searched. We had shopping day. She did not find what she wanted. We searched some more. I went to the Halloween costume section at Walmart. I got like a Cleopatra dress. It was all like gold decked out. I was like, I can't put her in this. She deserves something so much better. So I went to like Love Lady thrift store, and they so graciously like let us borrow tons of dresses. They're amazing, but still I could not find the right gold dress. We even brought some to her house. And like she tried them on, and they didn't fit. One was too big, one was too small. I was like, Jesus, I know this is so symbolic because whatever. So she picked out a white dress, and she was not pleased with it, but it fit her beautifully, and she loved it. Like she loved the fit of it, but it wasn't what she wanted. So I was just praying and racking my brain, like this is one thing I'm gonna make happen. So Miss Leanne, who's one of our wonderful team members, she is a seamstress and has a company called Threads of Glory Birmingham. And I called her and I was like, all right, I need your help. I will pay you. What do we need to do? And she was like, well, bring me the white dress. And she spent 3 or 4 hours and she decked it out with gold, just like gold added to the bottom, added gold roses, gold tassel. It was gaudy as I don't know what, but it was gold. It was gold. And part of me, this was almost like for me a spiritual kind of like, even if, because she was so unpredictable, like even if she shows up and she hates what we did to it, like Jesus would go all out, extravagant, stay out late, do crazy stuff, even if we spit in his face for it, it's worth it to him. So when Sheila got there, I was like, oh gosh, we were all like, because Miss Leanne, I kept telling Miss Leanne, you're her fairy godmother, like you just made this happen. And Miss Leanne was there. She got to come. She got a dress too. It was so fun. And then so Sheila, honestly, I didn't think she was even coming. She was like 4 hours late. And I was like, oh, she's not going to be here. Oh. And she busted up. I heard her voice, and I was like so scared to turn. I was like, she's going to say she hates it. And then I heard her be like, oh, I love it. It's beautiful. And she wore it, and she called Miss Leanne her fairy godmother the entire night. It was just the sweetest thing. And she had like a little wand and gold jewelry, and she had gotten in trouble for stealing Miss Rachel's jewelry. We do have pictures. Miss Rachel used to get mad at Sheila because she would steal the jewelry. So Miss Rachel even had a moment where she was like, okay, I'm going to be kind and I'm going to share. So this is Sheila in her gold dress. The top is white. She asked for it to stay white, but she's got gold all over.
On the bottom.
And so, like, to me, one of the my theme verses for it was Psalm 45 that talks about like God's bride getting ready and dazzling in gold, and like the whole procession is just so excited for her and showering her with gifts from all over, rich people sending stuff. And to me, it was like, that's a picture of what we got to be part of that story. And we were part of it. You were in gold.
Yeah.
And we were, I don't know, I felt bad we were in gold, but I was like, you know what? I'm a bride first too. Do it.
Yeah. And it was
sneakers count in the gold royalty.
I wore heels for half an hour. Like, throw that out there. Half an hour I had shoes on.
You were beautiful. You were beautiful.
But
did you show that?
It was just a night of the display of the Lord's splendor. Like, it was just
really
beautiful.
was. It was heavenly. Okay, here's Aisa. Aisa's right on the end. She's in her. I don't know if she's in heels in that moment or not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But anyway, so beautiful night. Thank y'all so much for the chair. I think I'm gaining weight as we're talking because my chair's. Okay.
I know, I'm like falling off this whole time.
Yeah. So y'all have to get to PE. I know that. Sports, not
Sports.
I'm sorry, you're not
Soccer.
homeschooled.
Like volleyball.
So
We were.
I'm trying to find my joke. Okay, so a couple of little things before we close it. Let's do this. How can people connect with you if they have questions about prom or cafe or just in general want to connect with you?
Okay. Well, I'm on social media. I think my Instagram is Brianna Nicole 67. I'm on Facebook, Brianna Russell.
With 2 N's?
BRIANNA, and then RUSSELL. Lots of doubles.
So many doubles.
Lots of doubles.
Now do a double.
Yeah. And then my email though is bnruss67@gmail.com.
BNRuss.
BNruss. BNRUSS67 @gmail.
Okay, now yours is going to be fun. Took me a
I
while.
made a new
Took me a while to learn how to spell your name.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I'm just gonna say it this way. It's Asia backwards. So don't write Asia, it's Asia backwards. So it's AISA, not ASI. That helps at all because everyone spells Asia, but then flip it and then you have Asa. Cool. So my Instagram is just Aisa.Kessler, and Kessler's KESSLER. And then and then I'm bad at spelling. And then my email is the same thing. It's asa.kessler@gmail.com. And yeah, that's Instagram.
Cool. And if you forget how to spell Asia, just let me know and I'll get you to her.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. And all right, this is one of my favorite questions. We have 7 minutes, so you guys can go quick. It's a dual question. One is a word of advice. What would you just leave our viewers to chew on?
Mm-hmm.
And then what is one thing that you're dreaming either in your own heart or in ministry?
I
know it's a loaded question. I have to
do the first part first, so we'll go to you because I think about the second part. Word of advice. I think that one thing that the Lord's really just been challenging me and has just shown me is to just go all in whatever area you're in, because when I got, like, especially at Highlands College, like, I was not coming for the Dream Center. So if I hadn't, and I honestly was kind of afraid of it because I was like, I don't really know what it is, but if I hadn't have taken that step and hadn't, if the Lord was like, I called you here for a reason and I called you here for more than what you think you're capable of. And so just go all in whatever area you're in, no matter how small you think it is or how big it is or how scary it is or anything like that, whatever size, whatever the holdback is, just go all in and know that the Lord's got you and that He's created you for such a time as this, and just go in with everything that you have and just run after Him and do what you can for the Lord. Just try your best and just put everything you have into it and see Him work through you and work through the situation. So that's my biggest advice.
And kind of going off that a little bit. For me, it's just like, just listen to the Lord. What He tells you to do, go and do it. You don't know whose dreams you'll be able to be privileged to be a part of happening. For me, like, coming into Highlands College, I looked at different practicum areas such as ARC. But the Lord told me, He's like, no. And like, I knew I was like, the Lord's called me to missions and he was like, just trust me here, go into Dream Center, and I'll give you those relationships you need to learn the other things you want to learn. And so sure enough, I came in, I served in the cafe, even though I was like, Lord, are you sure? And from that, I met Tori, him getting to learn those things, all the things that I had stored up in my heart, all the vision I have stored up in my heart, like I'm able to learn underneath her. Yeah. And so that's shout out to Tori. Like,
even through prom too, she was just great.
Always there for us. Too, so. Yeah. And just trusting the Lord with that, and just letting the Lord, like when he puts those relationships in your life, like just really not being afraid to just develop those. And you'll see where you never know where it ends up. Like now we have this relationship with Tori, which is great. I'm learning from her, but also those relationships that we had with the prom, building those partnerships, it just allowed to impact so many more people than if we were just like trying to do it on our own. So what was the second part?
Your dreams.
Dreams. They're developing dreams. But I definitely, like when I was really young, the Lord gave me a piece of his vision for my life, but now I realize like he just gives you pieces of it for what he wants you to develop in that season. So for me, when I was like 13, like he told me, you're going to use dance in missions. I was like, okay, Lord, we're going to do it. And now that he's brought me to Highlands College, like he's expanded that vision, I do feel like dance will still be a part of it to a degree, but to a lot smaller degree than I always thought it was. The Lord's really placed in my heart, like a heart for planning dream centers all across the world, and just like helping dream centers just grow and develop. And really the Lord's put in my heart just a heart for developing other people and just helping people find out their purpose in life. I mean, I know that's really broad, but I think sometimes the Lord just gives you he gives you a general vision, and then he narrows it down. So we'll see where the Lord takes it. So
exciting.
So I'm coming up kind of closer to graduation, so my dreams are also developing and next steps and things like that. But I've always had a very big passion just for younger people that are lost, like teenagers and young adults, just that are searching for their purpose and for their voice. And so I don't really know what that looks like. I don't know if that means going to a church or a dream center or some type of youth group situation. I'm not really sure, but I know that just going to be able to love on young people and just develop them into their purpose and who they are is a big thing on my heart lately. So I don't know what that looks like, but we'll find out.
That's what I say every day. No, but for real, Aisa, you have like a grit in your love, and it doesn't. Most people don't take that as a compliment, but it really is. Like I've watched you. You're just like this mom that people flock to, which can be annoying to you at times, but you're not afraid to get messy and like in people's junk and like tell the truth. Like you're not a fluffer, but that's beautiful. And you hit things head on. Like, tell me, what's this about? Let me fix this, whatever. Like you're just real deal. Like super real deal. And relentless loving people. I keep saying that, but I've just watched it so many times. Through your own story, you're like so passionate about people who are hurting. Even afraid to go up to scare Mr. Doe's and all those people. He's not, but you saw it first. So, and Brie, like you just, I don't know, we're like so braggy on each other.
I know, we always just talk about
sorry, viewers. We're a little shit fest here. No, but Brie, like you're just intense, love people. Like people keep saying, you and Tori are the same person. Like, huh? No, like Bree's just no. But I think that I admire you because you do have this compassion, but it's like wisdom and knowledge paired with compassion. Like there's this essence about you to do things in a way that's just, I don't even have the right words. Oh Jesus, help me. It's just like you have this classy way of loving people and just bringing them to the dignity that they deserve, and you treat everyone like they're $1 million. And they feel that when they walk away from you. So you two are just like little treasures.
We love you.
Jesus, and I love
She
y'all.
teaches us how to love people.
No, they teach me.
We all teach each other.
I was rich before these two trimmed my lashes. Okay, so I don't want y'all to be late for your sports. Y'all look mighty cute for sports.
I know. We're gonna have to go home and change.
All right, let's pray real fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus, I thank you so much, Father, for just the incredible opportunities that you give us, God, that you invite us just to be part of loving your children and seeing just the insane, extravagant love that you have for us through it, God. I thank you for Aisa. I thank you just for the relentless love that she has for people. I thank you for how you are using her, God, to go after one person at a time, one by one by one. And through it, so many people's lives are being changed. Communities are being developed. People are finding healing and hope once again, God. I pray that all the cares in her life that she's carrying, if it's schoolwork, family, future, where to go, what to do, I just pray that all of that is a burden that you carry, and the rest of it she can enjoy and just go all out, like she said, and embrace what you've given to her, God, one day at a time. And I pray for Bria. Thank you for the gift that she is and just the grace that she has for people, Lord. She's not afraid to take time to have one conversation, to just pause what she's doing and just make moments, make margin for people, even in the middle of chaos. God, thank you that she sees beauty in chaos. Thank you that she adds beauty in chaos. And thank you that she worships you in it, God. And I just pray that you anoint these two, God, as they go out and whatever you have next for them. And I thank you for what you're doing right now through the cafe and the Dream Center. Thank you for Richard and Sheila and Wendy and Mr. Doe and all the ones that you sent us in this time, God. We worship you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Bye, family. Thank